pamamagitan ng state-of-the-art 25,000 watts Digital AM power stereo transmitter. Ito ang DZME 1530, numero 1 sa paghahatid ng mga sariwang balita, impormasyon, komentaryo, alik, musika at public service. DZME 1530, una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan.
Bumaba?
Ang alin?
Oo, bumaba pero magkasing haba pa rin at mas masarap ha.
Ang alin?
Dahil dinagdagan ng mga sangkap. Mas masarap at masustansya ng makinig sa programa Homebody. Kompleto sirikados na mula sa success stories, health and beauty tips at pagkabay kay misis ng tamang paghahanda ng pagkain, pangalaga sa tahanan at membro ng pamilya. Wala ka nang hahanapin pa. Homebody. Bubusugin kayo ng iba't ibang mga kaalaman, pampagana at pampaganda inside out para sa malusog at masaganang buhay. Bukod sa seryosong talakayan sa batas at usaping pangkalusugan, may bonus showbiz balita pa. Homebody, programang pangkalahatan. Walang pinipiling edad kahit mga teens, tiyak na inain. Saan pa kayo mga tropa pips? Oh, anong say kaya ni Mayora? Homebody. Mapapaaga na ang paglilingkod sa inyo ni Miss Jaemie Quinto. Homebody. Alas 10 hanggang alas 11:30 ng umaga. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Homebody. Mapapanood sa Facebook live streaming. I-type lamang ang DZME 1530 kilos. At siyempre, mapapakinggan ng sabayan sa radyo DZME 1530. Una sa kanan, ang himpilang may paninindigan.
Magandang umaga, Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Sumasa inyo po ang Homebody at syempre, ngayon po ay araw ng Biyernes. Thank God, it's Friday. 10:18 na po ang ating oras. Jaemie Quinto po makakasama po ninyo hanggang 11:30 po tayo ng umaga. Diyos ko, kanina nag-send ako ng litrato kay Miss Jo Mariano. Jo, nakita mo ba? Bumper to bumper yun kanina eh. Sabi ko, saan ka pa? Motor na, nagta-traffic pa. Anak ng tokwang buhay to. Ay, nako. Ngayon pong araw ng Biyernes, ang pag-uusapan natin, very important. Ayan, maganda po yung ating discussion ngayon. Ito po ay coming out in the open, no? First-hand experience, ikukwento niya. Masayahing tao naman to sa pagkakaalam ko. In fact, siya po ay naging guest na natin before, no? At ito ay masasabi ko na international host, at siya din po ay speaker. Ang tinutukoy ko po ay si Adrian. Ayan, ang host for all season, si Adrian. Hirap banggitin talaga. Pantonyal. Ayun, yes. Nahihirapan ako talaga banggitin yung pangalan mo.
Thank you po,
apelyido. Okay. Adrian, welcome back. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Jaemie.
Ayan, nakakangiti ka na. Salamat naman.
Yes, salamat sa Diyos.
Oo. Okay. Last time, nung ikaw ay nagpunta dito, you were so bubbly,
yes.
ganyan, dahil ikaw ay, sabi nga, ang bansag sa'yo, host for all season.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Apo.
And if I'm not mistaken, international speaker ka din, di ba? Nagto-talk ka din. Oo.
Yes.
And tama ba yung pagkaka-recall ko? Ikaw ay nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral mo. Kumbaga parang
na-delay yung aking graduation.
Oo.
Kasi I was 39 years old na when I graduated in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun po. Tama po yung pagkaka-recall niyo, Ma'am Jaemie. Very sharp memory pa rin.
Okay. So, hindi pa ako tumatanda masyado. Okay. Now, we'll talk about depression.
Opo.
Nagulat ako kasi you came out in the open as na sabihin mo na you have this kind of feeling. No?
Yes.
And I'm really so sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Oo. So, ito, to raise the awareness ng nakakarami po sa atin na baka hindi din ninyo alam, no? Sometimes, 'di ba, kung sino pa yung napaka energetic,
Opo.
'di ba?
Yes.
Wala sa itsura mo eh. 'Di ba? Na nakakatawa ka, mga
Yes.
ganyan. Okay, so when did you found out na ikaw ay may depression?
Actually, Miss Jaemie, masasabi ko po na siguro I'll start from the most recent, going back dun sa depression ko. Kasi I declare myself free from depression this recent Independence Day natin, June 12, the 121st Independence Day of the Philippines. Nalaman ko po na I was clinically diagnosed with chronic depression this March lang. Kasi ni-review ko yung reseta ng doktor from University Hospital. And then, pero bago ko po siya minit, I also met with 3 other professionals related to the feelings of depression. Kasi I didn't know, parang I was in denial. Kasi, Miss Jaemie, lalaki po ako, and in the Philippines, it's not very common topic yung depression, di ba? Kasi parang it's a taboo, na parang pag inisip natin ang isang tao ay may depression, iniisip natin na may aling-aling siya or something like that. Na-realize ko po na kaya po siya tinawag ng neurologist slash psychotherapist, psychiatrist na chronic depression is because recurring po pala siya. Tapos, nung tinrace po namin yung history, may mga instances na rin in the past na nararamdaman ko siya. I wasn't aware na depression po pala ang tawag doon. So let me just share my experience about chronic depression.
Chronic meaning to say parang
Pabalik-balik po siya.
pabalik-balik.
It's a recurring.
And matagal, no?
Matagal po.
na. Oo.
Actually, ang recommendation po sa akin itong neurologist slash psychiatrist is that I go through at least 6 sessions of psychotherapy with another person na kakilala niya from the same university hospital, and that I take 2 months worth of antidepressants kasi ganun siya katindi. Yun yung recommendation niya sa akin. Pero dahil para sa akin ay napakamahal nung mga sessions na yon at yung mga gamot na yon, I decided not to go through with that. Pero let me first bago ko po i-share sa inyo kung paano po ako nakalabas doon sa chronic depression stage, i-share ko po muna kung ano yung manifestations ng depression sa akin. When I moved here in Makati in February, doon siya masyadong nag-escalate yung manifestation. Kasi ito po yung nahihirapan akong matulog sa gabi, umiiyak ako.
You started to cry without
in,
no reason at
Well,
all.
alam ko po yung mga reasons.
Okay.
And sa umaga naman po, nahihirapan po akong bumangon. Hindi ako kasi parang wala akong motivation, wala po akong purpose. And there were so many instances in the past during this period na tumatawid ako sa highway, parang naisip ko, what if magpasagasa na lang ako dito?
Oh, talaga?
As in, tapos meron po akong insecticide dun sa may malapit sa lababo ko. I was considering na ano kaya inumin ko na lang to para matapos na tong paghihirap ko.
Naku.
As
wag
in,
naman.
ganun po siya kaseryoso. Sobrang nababasa yung unan ko ng pag-iyak, ganyan. And then, yun yung parang very intense na. And then, may mga times na, halimbawa, may ka-meeting akong tao, tapos may mga slight, discussion in relation to feelings. Nagkakaroon ako ng outburst. Parang naiiyak agad ako, ganyan. And then, I realized na yung bottom line po ng aking chronic depression is not having that sense of belonging. Being a part of someone or a group of people, because when both of my parents passed away, nung namatay po ang nanay ko nung 2013 at yung tatay ko ay 1997, nagkaroon po kami ng big family feud ng kapatid kong lalaki. 5 po kami, tapos panganay po ako. And then, dahil po dun sa family issue na yun, umalis ako sa bahay namin Antipolo, tapos nagsimula akong mga upahan sa Cubao. Doon po ako tapos ng 3 years na business administration major in marketing. Parang doon nag-escalate na nahihirapan na ako to find my way in circles of people na parang feeling ko out of place ako. Ganon. And then there was also some instances in the past na parang feeling ko I don't matter to people. There was one particular Facebook post na parang it's a hint in my Facebook na talagang I was going through really difficult time. Kasi ang sinabi ko po dun sa Facebook post ko is, if Adrian died tonight, what would you tell the people in your eulogy at his funeral? May mga nag-comment po dun, and there were, in this particular season, I was hoping that the people I considered my closest friends would actually be there for me. Pero hindi po sila nag-like at nag-comment. So parang feeling ko, this and other instances, nagpakita sa akin na yung mga taong pinagkakatiwalaan ko ay iniwan ako sa ere. At I was left alone in my misery. Parang ganun po yung nangyari. Naging napakahirap po niyan sa akin. And isa po sa mga libro na nakatulong sa akin is yung book ni Brené Brown na Braving the Wilderness. At ang sabi po doon ay, where there's no belonging, there's always suffering. Kaya po medyo nakakahiya para sa akin to na i-admit that I went through this stages because mga Pilipino were very relational di ba? Marami tayong mga kaibigan, mga kapamilya, ganyan.
True.
Pero nangyayari pa rin ito sa ating society Yung parang feeling natin dahil connected tayo sa Facebook, enough na yon. Pero hindi naman talaga enough yun para i-prove na kayo ay well-connected talaga emotionally and relationally. Kasi importante pa rin yung physical interaction yung meron kang personal na pagbabahagi ng iyong pinagdaraanan sa buhay. So ang ginawa ko po when I found out that I had chronic depression, na-realize ko po kasi dun sa visit dun sa psychotherapist and my visit to 3 other professionals, total of 4 po kasi yun, is that isa sa mga root causes ng chronic depression ko was a childhood trauma. Yun yung parang pinakaugat niya, yung childhood trauma plus the lack of father figure. Kasi my late father was physically present but emotionally absent kasi lumaki po ako sa isang mahirap na pamilya and he was mostly busy working for the family and providing for the family. So parang wala kaming emotional connection. That and the other things around my life na parang feeling ko hindi ako parte nung mga kumaga cliques, parang mga barka-barkada. Ganon.
Okay.
Parang I don't feel like I belong. And in this process of chronic depression stage, I attended this emotional intelligence certification last year. And through this emotional intelligence, actually, yung opisina po nila dito rin sa OMCITRA building, People Dynamics po. And through that emotional intelligence certification, na-realize ko po na may mga skill sets na involved para maintindihan mo yung pinagdadaanan mo and how you will be able to manage that. So yung emotional intelligence po kasi, the father of emotional intelligence is Daniel Goleman. And meron po siyang isang breakthrough book noong 1995 kung saan binanggit niya kung gaano ito kahalaga. Sometimes even more important than IQ.
The emotional quotient.
Emotional quotient or emotional intelligence in the model of yung certification process na pinagdaanan ko. So I was certified first as a practitioner and I was also certified the second time as a trainer naman, emotional intelligence trainer. And yung way out ko po dun sa depression is 3 things. Number 1, to accept that what has happened in the past cannot be undone. Hindi na po siya pwedeng balikan at baguhin.
Sorry
Sige
to cut
po.
you. Was there any, let's say, chronic depression among your family members?
Wala po. Not that I'm aware of talaga. Wala po talaga.
Kayo, I mean, ikaw lang.
Ako po yung first na nag-share that I was clinically diagnosed with chronic depression. Kaya parang, it was really difficult din. Kasi ako, yun yung first kong way out is to accept that what has happened cannot be undone and to also accept the flaws that came with it in my life. My number
Probably what you need is a partner or someone na mag-level up
Yeah,
ka
actually,
na.
kaya nga po ang
Diba?
nangyari, Miss Jaemie, I turned 40 this year po kasi. Tapos, ang isa pong parang the last straw that broke the camel's back was, I tried to reconnect with my ex-girlfriend last year. And, but it still did not work out. This very person that I really trusted with my, yun nga, yung in relation to that childhood trauma thing and all the other things that I see in myself na hindi ka tanggap-tanggap at siya rin, nag-share din siya sa akin. I felt that I was actually exercising unconditional love, showing that to her. Pero feeling ko hindi niya ni-receive yun at ni-reciprocate. Kaya naman sobrang nahirapan ako kasi kumbaga ito na yung pinakahuling parang grand finale na okay. Parang in my mind, nobody loves me. Parang ganun, in my mind. Yung utak po pala kasi natin, Miss Jaemie, ang pinaka main function niya, alam niyo po ba kung ano yung main function ng brain natin? Based on studies. Ang pinaka main function daw po ng brain natin is to keep us alive. Not just to think, but to keep us alive. So ang niya, very binary yung utak natin. Iniisip niya positive, negative. Wala siyang middle ground. So parang iniisip niya, for example, naka-encounter tayo ng tao, iniisip ng brain natin, ano ba to? Threat ba to sa existence ko? Like for example, for us guys, ng mga lalaki, pag mayabang yung dating nung lalaki, iniisip namin sa utak namin, sorry for the word, putsa. Ang yabang to gusto ko tong itumba. Parang ganun yung dating. Na parang nakaka-apekto siya sa the way we project ourselves around this person din. So yun. And nagulat din po ako to realize that yung world of emotional intelligence, kung iuugnay po yan sa kulturang ng Pilipinas, yung parang one of the moving forces sa kultura natin is yung shame, yung hiya. Kaya nga po meron po tayong word na walang hiya di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi parang that's one of the greatest insults a Filipino can ever have. And kaya po sa akin, nahirapan ako kasi nahihiya ako to come out in the open and to share to other people na na-depress ako. Kasi nandoon yung ego ko bilang lalaki. Tapos I was turning 40 and I was thinking, dahil madami na po akong mga kamag-anak na namatay, parang feeling ko, oh no, malapit na ako sa expiration date. Sobra yung parang ganun katindi. Kaya naging napakahirap po para sa akin. And I'm
So
sure
you're still combating this depression?
ngayon po, I can definitely say na na siya parang 95% healed na siya Kasi yung number one ko po na, just going back to my way out of depression, number one is to accept what has happened and to accept myself, including my flaws. And number two is to reconnect with family and friends. Ang nangyari po kasi, nag-work ako sa Bulacan, tapos for about 6 months, I was away from family and friends. And ang hirap na to physically make contact with them, to go out with them. So, nahirapan ako, na-depress ako doon kasi ang layo ko sa pamilya ko. And then my number 3 po is to find time for rest and recreation. To find time for rest and recreation. So, ang ginawa ko from that time na I was diagnosed with chronic depression, I started going out on day trips, overnight trips sa mga beach, sa mga resort, ganyan. And to go out with friends din na makakatulong sa akin. And I shared this with also parang intimate number of people din. Kaya naman, yung tatlong bagay na yun, yung nakatulong sa akin na makalabas. And I'm sure there are others out there who is watching this or listening to this na baka napagdadaanan din nila ito pero nahihiya sila na mag-share because parang, may problema ka sa utak. Parang ganun. Kasi related yun sa hiya sa shame-based culture nga po natin. Pero kung mapapansin nyo po, tayo po mga Pilipino, mahilig po tayo sa mga telenovela, diba? Sa mga Korean. We're very emotional
Oo.
Kumbaga, naturalesa para sa atin maging emotional. Ang problema lang sa atin is that we do not know how to communicate yung emotions na yun properly to other people. And ang emotional intelligence po kasi is understanding ourselves and understanding the emotions of other people and how to manage the situation para it's a win-win situation for both parties. Yun po.
I think kailangan mong gumimik, lalo na pagka Friday. Itong mga kabataan na nandito sa amin, sino ba to? Si Emiel. Oh. Emiel, isama mo nga to si si Adrian.
Hindi, pero ako po ngayon ay talagang sobrang okay na. Kumaga, I'm back in the groove again. That's why
Pero baka kailangan na, I mean, from time and again, you have to consult the doctor or...
Oh, for sure. One of these days, I'm gonna find time to visit that
Kasi
same doctor.
if you're saying that this is chronic, so it will be recurring, di ba?
Pero siguro
Ano
po...
yung mga symptoms na at first, kumbaga parang iniisip mo na, bukod sa pag-iyak mo gabi, you cried every night?
Parang ganon. Parang ganon. And then, there was
ano pa yung mga symptoms na naramdaman mo?
Yan po, yung parang lack of motivation in life, na parang...
But you're doing well, right?
Ngayon, as in,
kasi,
kaya nga feeling ko, I'm already out of that chronic depression stage And that's why I'm coming out to also share that story and to possibly help other people. And yung nabanggit ko rin po sa inyo offline na I wanted to invite people to visit and like my Facebook page, EI Pinoy, that's Emotional Intelligence for World-Class Filipinos. That's facebook.com/EI Pinoy. And para makatulong po sa kanila, sa mga tao na maintindihan din what is emotional intelligence and how important it is in our daily lives din. Bilang mga Pilipino.
But how do you reach out with your family and peers?
So ang ginawa ko po from then on is that I regularly, kung hindi ko sila ma-meet in person, there were a few times that we have already started doing this na nagpe-Facebook video kami, ganyan.
That's good.
Nag-uusap kami at least on a weekly basis, tapos meron kami group chat, and then at least once a month, we go out, ganyan. And I also go out with friends din, more now because kumbaga nasa Kabihas na ulit ako. Wala na ako sa probinsya ng Bulacan.
So when you kumbaga parang when you go to Bulacan, that's the time that you isolated yourself from others?
Unintentionally, kasi I was working and living there. Hindi ko naman sinasadya na ma-isolate ako sa ibang tao, pero because of the nature of the work that I really have to be there, nahirapan ako. And during this particular time din po kasi, Ms. Jaemie, on a Sunday, I was attending this certificate in teaching class. Kasi gusto kong maging let passer eventually. And parang gusto ko na bago ko mag-retire, I wanted to teach in a university. That's why kahit na non-education yung aking natapos na kurso, I took up this 18-unit course para to be able to be credible in applying for the LET examination this coming September. Pero yun, yung connection po talaga sa mga tao, hindi lang online, kundi yung physical presence. You're laughing with them, you're sharing your stories with them, and exchanging mga life updates, ganyan. Sometimes, people don't have to give counsel They just have to be there and to listen to the person. Parang ganun.
But good for you that kumbaga parang hindi ka nag-isip pa ng iba, no? Kahit papano talagang nasa right mind ka pa din.
Yo po.
Oo. Kasi
Siguro,
yung iba, of course, they will still seek counsel or do counseling, and yet
yes,
talagang parang sobrang mahirap ng tanggalin yung yung nararamdaman nila?
Two things po yung nakatulong sa akin. Since I went back here in Manila, sa Makati na ako nakatira, I started going to church again every Sunday. And malaking bagay kasi sa buhay ko yung faith eh. And then, yung isa po is I started reading books, watching videos. Yung mga fina-follow ko na podcaster and yung mga videos nila sa YouTube like si Tony Robbins, si Marisa Peer, Brene Brown. Parang just understanding why you're feeling this feeling helps me to actually articulate it. Kasi parang ang emotional intelligence po kasi, base dun sa nabasa kong libro, halimbawa pumunta ka sa dentista o di ka sa doktor, meron kang nararamdaman, pero halimbawa naka-duct tape ka, tapos yung kamay mo ay nakagapo sa likod, kung wala kang emotional intelligence, parang ganun yung feeling. Hindi mo ma-express na ito po yung nararamdaman ko kasi wala kang words to actually say it. Kaya parang medyo nosebleed siya para sa ibang tao, pero kung hindi natin naiintindihan yung emotion natin, yung actions natin, at yung actions din ng ibang tao sa paligid natin, hindi siya magsisync. And there will be disconnection dahil doon.
Ako, I'm just curious, kasi may nabasa din ako na book, about us, tayong mga anak, kumbaga parang, tayo daw na mga anak, we will never be the same after our parents died.
Totoo po
Pag
yun.
namatay yung magulang natin, either tatay or nanay,
Yes.
it will never be the same again. You will never be
Grabe.
the same again.
That's so true.
How old are you when your parents passed away?
But when my father died, I was around 21 years old. I was taking my first course, na 2-year course during that time. And then my mom passed away in 2013, so that's minus
7.
sorry. I'm really bad at math. Yun, so I was around 30 something years old. Pero yung sinabi niyo po na yun, sobrang nakaka-resonate ako ng Ma'am Jaemie, because when I was going through this chronic depression stage, there were nights na napapanigiban ko yung nanay ko. Kasi nung nasa ospital po siya dati, yung pabalik-balik kami sa ospital, ako yung nagbabantay sa kanya. Kaya sobrang strong nung bond namin. May mga nights din in the past when I was in this period of chronic depression na I would wake up late at night and I'm calling out her name. I'm calling out nanay. Yung parang sa isip ko, in my subconscious, for some reason, she was the one person who would really love me unconditionally, who's always there for me.
Of course.
Parang ganun yung nangyari. Kaya sobrang sang-ayon po ako dun sa sinabi ninyo na when your parents are gone, you're never the same. Parang it's always there It's always there. Yun po.
Okay. So, dun sa mga of course, na nakikinig sa atin, kanina binabanggit mo na may mga symptoms na but it's all in the past, no? Kumbaga parang bumabalik-balik siya, ganyan.
Yeah.
Nakakatulong ba talaga yung halimbawa mag-inom ka ng antidepressant, yung mga ganon?
Actually, salamat po sa ganyang katanungan, Ma'am Jaemie, no? Kasi that's why I did not go through that medication stage. Kasi parang feeling ko, it might have consequences or side effects sa brain ko at sa health ko eventually. Kasi anything that's manufactured, medyo nagbo-border na tayo sa mga organic stuff. Anything that's manufactured kasi, merong side effects sa kalusugan natin. Siyempre, yung mga gamot, they go through machines, sa factory, ganyan-ganyan. So,
synthetic.
Umbaga ganun, may synthetic na siya. So, having lost so many loved ones sa ospital because of mga side effects ng mga ininom nilang gamot, yun yung tumatakbo naman sa utak ko. Sabi ko, ayoko namang magkaroon ng side effects itong mga antidepressants. Sa US po kasi, antidepressants is so prevalent. So widely used na ang nangyayari tuloy, yung mga tao, naging dependent na dun sa antidepressants. But, parang ganito po yan, Ma'am Jaemie, the way I see it, para siyang damo na kung ikakat mo lang yung nakikita mo sa surface, sa ibabaw ng lupa, at hindi mo tatanggalin yung pinakaugat niya, it will continue to still be there. So in my case po kasi, dahil naungkat na po yung root causes niya, I know now how to deal with those things. Kumbaga, yung emotional intelligence also was one of my ways out of chronic depression. Naintindihan ko na kung how to deal with it. Parang ganun. Kasi yung iba pong mga sa ating mga Pilipino, because of the lack of enough reflection, hindi natin alam na kaya pala tayo ganito is because may something na nangyari in the past. Parang may hugot siya. Ganun na parang, yun, isa po to sa napanood ko sa video ni Tony Robbins. Sabi niya, pag nagagalit daw tayo for a particular situation, it's always connected to something that has already happened in the past. Always something connected that's already happened to the past. Na parang, kaya ka nagagalit sa situation na to is not only because of what this person did to you, but because a similar situation, for example, in relation to betrayal, for example, kasi naranasan mo na siya dati. And it brings up that same pain.
So, ibig sabihin, if naranasan mo siya dati and hanggang ngayon nagagalit ka pa rin, it's because hindi ka pa rin na-heal.
Parang ganon. Meron siyang, maybe you're not yet completely healed or baka kailangan magsimula sa aware ka dapat kung ano yung ugat niya.
Or wala ka pang closure
or
for
wala
that
pang
issue.
closure. Parang ganon. Tama po yun. Kasi kung hindi ka aware at walang closure yung issue na yun, it will keep recurring. Paulit-ulit lang siya na pattern. Ganon.
Okay. Sabi ni Sherwin Marcowi, good morning. Good morning sa'yo. Si Berlin Aaron Duludul, good morning. 1979 ka raw?
Opo. Ang galing nyo galing sa math.
Okay. Si Berlin Aaron Duludul, thank you sir for sharing. Ayan.
Thank you.
And thank you Jose for sharing this program. And I hope na yung mga nanonood at nakikinig sa atin na nagdadaan din sa ganito mga stage, matapos na.
Tama
kayo.
po.
Oo.
Saka Ma'am Jaemie, isa lang din pong observation ko, no? Kasi I'm living in Makati na it's a 3-story apartment. Yung mga tao na nakatira sa condo and places like that, kahit na nakatira sila dun sa unit na yun, kahit nakatabi mismo nilang bahay, hindi nila alam kung sino. Yung parang,
walang pakialaman.
Diba?
Oo.
Walang pakialaman. Yung parang, wala man lang hi, wala man lang smile pag magkita kayo sa hallway or something like that. Sobra na tayong nagkanya-kanya. Parang ironically, we're connected online but physically, hindi tayo ganun ka-open. Parang ang awkward para sa atin na, hi, hello, I'm here, can you see me? Parang ganun. Yun. And sa younger generation naman, ang observation ko naman sa younger generation is that they're the digital natives Sila yung familiar sila sa Instagram, sa Facebook, ganyan. Para ang natural tendency nila is to communicate through that. Whereas tayo po, mga older generation, nung mga bata po tayo, na-enjoy po natin yung mga patintero, yung mga sipa, yung mga, di ba? Kumbaga, kulang po sila ng social connection. Which is one very important aspect of emotional intelligence din.
I see. Okay. And then, dun sa mga nanonood sa atin, so ano yung magandang mapapayo mo? Kasi sabi mo nga, di ba, parang dumating ka sa point wherein you're gonna cross the highway and then you're thinking of doing a suicide.
Oo.
Oh.
Well, para po sa mga taong nakakaranas ng ganyan, don't keep it to yourself. Importante po na i-share ninyo yung nararamdaman nyo sa inner circle of friends nyo or sa family ninyo. Kasi kung hindi po nila alam na nandoon na pala kayo sa ganong punto, mahihirapan sila na tulungan kayo. So you have to be able to communicate that to them and be honest to them na ito kasi yung dahilan. Kumbaga, not
so
only
you have
what
to reach out.
You're not only what you are feeling right now, but why you are feeling that. Bakit mo naisip na magpatiwakal? Ano yung bottom line niya? Parang ganun. Kasi importante yun ang sabi dun sa research ko, no, pain will always find a way to manifest itself. Pain, any type of pain po, whether through tears, whether through verbal attacks na inaatake na natin yung mga tao, because we're feeling the pain, eh. And if we don't understand the root of that pain, and if we cannot communicate that to people, ang pinaka worst case scenario nito, Miss Jaemie, is it can become a disease. Because it causes stress. And stress can cause cancer, can cause so many other diseases. Kaya dapat ini-express po natin yun. Ako naman po, ang isa rin sa outlet ko is nagsusulat ako. So, I blog and I write also poetry and prose. So, that's one artistic and creative way of releasing these parang mga negative thoughts and negative emotions ko. Importante yung releasing the pain and sharing the pain with other people. Yun po.
So, yung sabi mo nga, yung ex mo, you're trying to reach for your exes ba? Or ex?
Ex lang po.
So, ano ba? I think you should start dating sa ibang mga babae.
I should become more open to possibilities. Actually, I have some, yes.
Diba?
I'm working on that.
Baka pwedeng i-announce mo yung number mo para ano.
Naalala ko, Ma'am Jaemie, when I first guested here, di ba, in-announce natin yung number ko because I was hosting. And some people actually texted me after that instance. Pero nothing naman na nag-escalate into possible relationships. Ganun. Pero,
mahina ka siguro.
or baka iba lang po yung aking priority, kaya ganun.
So, what are your plans right now? So, I think, sabi mo nga, if you were diagnosed sa pagiging chronic depression, no? So, ano yung magiging parang plans mo? Kumbaga parang one step at a time or you still go to the doctor? Paano
Right now po, I'm continually studying about emotional intelligence. And hindi pa ganun ka-urgent yung need ko to visit the doctor again because I also have other priorities. Pero yung having a purpose po kasi is one of the things that keep us alive. Having hope for something positive in your future, malaking tulong po yun. Sa akin naman po, one thing that I'm most excited about aside from my current work as learning and organizational development manager sa isang company sa Makati, I'm also very excited about taking masters in education sa National Teachers College.
That's good.
Kasi malapit po talaga sa puso ko yung education eh. And feeling ko talaga ay makakapaglingkod pa ako sa ibang tao. And sharing this kind of story with my future students and even my colleagues right now would be able to help them also parang understand people better. Especially kung may mga kamag-anak, kaibigan sila na nahihiya lang magsabi pero they were really feeling this negative emotions, parang ganyan. Yun.
Okay. Sabi ni Berlin Duludol, I've learned so much today na experience ko din ma-depress dati and through faith kay God nalampasan ko po.
That's
good
nice.
for you. Oo,
Yeah, that's true.
nice.
Yun po, Miss Jaemie. And I'm sure may mga sa bahay naman, parang just bringing it home, sa bahay naman, sa mga mag-asawa, although hindi pa ako married and don't have kids, meron po akong natutunang isang phrase din eh, in relation to emotional intelligence and expressing yourself. Instead of conflict resolution, meron pong tinatawag na conflict transformation.
Okay.
Importante po dun yung perspective taking. This is what I see, this is what you see. At kung hindi po tayo nag-uusap at open na intindihin yung side mo at intindihin mo rin yung side ko, there will no compromise that will happen at hindi po magiging maganda yung result ng relationship na iyon. Kaya importante po yung perspective taking, yung sharing each other's perspective, and it works in all relationships eh. Hindi lang sa bahay, hindi lang sa magulang at mga anak, kung hindi sa mga katrabaho din, ganun. Kasi bilang mga Pilipino, yun nga, we're so emotional to the point na parang nagge-generalize tayo kasi just going back to that brain nga, no, yung binary na parang ganito ka, lagi kang ganito. That's not communication eh. If you're not also hearing other people, yung kung ano yung mga hugot nila, ano yung pinanggagalingan nila, ano yung nararamdaman nila sa pinapakita mong pakikitungo sa kanila, hindi maayos yung mga relationships ng one way lang. It's always a two-way.
But do you believe about yung sinasabi nila na ano yun? Parang brain is what do you call that? Yung mind over matter. Do you believe that?
Naniniwala po ako doon pero kasi yung utak po natin very
napaka-complex eh.
Oo. Unknown.
Sorry.
Sige, ma'am.
Ito, ikwento ko lang. There was a time na yung kakilala ko, wala siya talagang pera. Tapos, manganganak na siya. So, nasa clinic na siya. As in, manganganak na siya.
Apo.
Alam mo yung inisip daw niya sinabi daw niya dun sa anak niya na kailangan tayong maging normal.
Okay.
Dahil pagka nagsisaryan ako,
Yes.
baka hindi kita matubos dito sa ospital. Ganon.
Okay.
I don't know whether that
And it
counts.
worked for her.
Oo, yung sinabi ng doktor na isisisarya na kita. Yung daw iri niya biglang lumabas daw yung anak niya So parang sabi ko nga sa kanya, parang that's mind over matter.
Oo, sabagay. Kumbaga, different expressions, different strokes for different folks po kasi. Pero unknown to many, yung utak po pala natin, there's an emotional part of our brain and it's called the amygdala. That's the seat of emotions in our brain. Ang nangyayari po dyan, pagka meron pong isang stimuli na nangyari sa isang sitwasyon, dumidiretso muna siya sa amygdala minsan. Kaya for example, alimbawa, pinagalitan mo ako, Ma'am Jaemie, you're my supervisor, tapos sa harap ng mga tao. Hindi na ako nakapag-isip ng maayos. Sumagot agad ako sa'yo. Sinagot-sagot kita kasi dumiretso siya sa amygdala. Kumbaga, meron siyang amygdala attack. Hindi na ako nakapag-isip ng maayos. Pero, if the mind over matter works for people, then do that. Whatever works for you. Kasi sometimes, we just have different ways of expressing ideologies na makakatulong sa atin. Pero find something that works for you. Yun po.
So, doon sa mga nag-undergo, should they undergo a therapy if they feel that they have this depression?
Napaka-importante po yun, especially if wala po silang mga close family and friends. Kasi yung iba po kasi, for example, in families na mag-isa na lang sila sa bahay, tapos yung mga kapamilya nila at kaibigan nila sila nasa ibang bansa na, then please do that. Kasi life is precious, napakaikli lang po ng buhay. So, when I lost my relatives through different reasons, karamihan mga sakit, sobrang ngayon po talaga, I do my best to also enjoy and to see the best in people. Kasi life is short Parang everybody is going through something, and the best thing, the least thing, and the best thing that we can do every day is to be kind to people. Kasi may kanya-kanya po tayong pinagdadaanan.
Yeah.
Kaya sa akin naman po, it's a blessing in disguise na dumaan ako dyan because right now, feeling ko lang po, Ma'am Jaemie, I became more appreciative of people, even the simplest things. I became kinder and more emphatic to people na parang alam ko yung pinagdaanan mo and I can help you if you need help. Parang yun. Yun po.
Ayan, okay. So, tama-tama, nandito si Derek. Derek, samahan mo nga ako mamaya. Ayaw mo ba? Oh. But anyway, Adrian, thank you so much.
Salamat po, Miss Jaemie, for your time.
Baka meron ka pang gustong
i-share po. Sige po. So
or
once again,
saan ka pwedeng ma-follow? Or
para po sa mga followers at fans po, family and friends, si Miss Jaemie at ng programang ito, I would like to invite you once again to visit and like right now 2 Facebook pages. The first one is facebook.com/hostforallseasons. para sa aking hosting, weddings, debut, corporate events, Christmas parties dahil magde-December na. And that's facebook.com/host for all seasons. The other Facebook page is for my emotional intelligence advocacy. Facebook.com/EI Pinoy. Please visit and like that, and let's learn emotional intelligence together and become truly world-class Filipinos. Maraming salamat po ulit, Ma'am Jaemie, for the time.
Announce mo yung yung number mo. Kailangan niya ng mga date, hindi ka naman mapili.
Medyo po mapili ako Ma'am Jaemie. Sorry po.
Kasi may dalaga kami dito, maganda yan, si Heidi. Hindi, joke lang
Thank you po, Ma'am Jaemie. Talagang pampa-good vibes po talaga ang homebody. Salamat po. And I hope na naka-inspire at naka-encourage ako sa inyong mga tagapakinig at tagapanood po.
Thank you so much, Adrian. And I hope that whatever it is that you're going through, malampasan mo.
Salamat po.
And, ayun, I think find time to enjoy.
Yes, I'm doing that po. More and more now.
Sige. Thank you so much. Si Adrian Pantonial. Ayan. Tama yung pagkakapronounce.
Yes, salamat po, Ma'am Jaemie.
Nahihirapan akong i-pronounce. Buti nga may boses-boses na ako ngayon kaysa kahapon.
Bakit, Ma'am? Nag-concert po ba kayo?
Medyo. But anyway, thank you again so much,
Salamat
Adrian. Po. And I hope you can come back kung halimbawa may mga book launching ka or
sige
whatever. Sige. Again, maraming salamat sa pagsama mo sa amin and pag-share ng yung experience about chronic depression. And I hope na kung sino man po yung mga nag-undergo or sabihin na nating nakakaranas ng the same chronic depression kagaya ni Adrian, wag po kayong mahiya na mag-open up, no? Mag-open up kayo sa mga kapamilya nyo, sa mga kaibigan nyo, kasi that's the only time na maiintindihan kayo ng mga tao, no? Sige.
Tama po.
Okay. Good luck, Adrian.
Salamat po.
Okay. 11